Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins today, we're exploring one of the most talked about coins from the 1960s, the Washington quarter dollar from 1966. For years, collectors and treasure hunters have been fascinated by this coin because of circulating stories that a rare 1966 quarter could be worth an unbelievable $1.8 million. Whether the rumor is true or not, this coin does have a rich history, surprising variations, and a real potential to be valuable under the right conditions. Let's dive deep into the world of the 1966 Washington quarter, its background, its real-world value, and why it continues to capture so much attention. But to understand the 1966 quarter, you need to know what was happening in the United States at the time. The early and mid-1960s were years of major change in American coinage. Prior to 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver. But rising silver prices caused people to hoard coins, leading to a national coin shortage. In response, the United States Mint removed silver from dimes and quarters and switched to a copper-nickel clad composition. The first of these new clad coins appeared in 1965, and by 1966 the transition was in full swing. The 1966 quarter has no mint mark because the mint temporarily removed mint marks from all coins between 1965 and 1967 to discourage people from collecting them by location. The government wanted coins to stay in circulation and avoid another shortage. As a result, every 1966 quarter looks roughly the same at first glance, and no one can tell whether a particular coin was made in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. This anonymity makes the year unique in the entire history of U.S. quarters. Now let's talk about the rumors of extremely high value. Over the years, collectors have shared stories online claiming that a rare 1966 Washington quarter sold for as much as $1.8 million. These dramatic stories often mention an ultra-rare mint error or a special strike supposedly created at the mint and lost in circulation. While no documented auction has ever confirmed such a sale, the idea that a simple clad quarter might reach million-dollar territory has captured the imagination of thousands of treasure hunters. So what would make a 1966 quarter worth extraordinary money? It comes down to two major factors. The first is condition. Finding a 1966 quarter in perfect mint state condition is extremely difficult because most were heavily circulated. A high-grade example with razor-sharp details and flawless surfaces can be worth far more than pocket change. The highest graded pieces can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the market. The second factor is mint errors. Error coins from 1966 do exist, and some are quite dramatic. Off-center strikes, double strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and wrong planchet strikes can all push the value of a coin higher. A 1966 quarter accidentally struck on a silver planchet, for example, would be incredibly rare and could indeed fetch a very impressive price at auction. These are the types of coins that inspire the idea of a million-dollar quarter. Even though the famous $1.8 million sale has never been officially verified, a spectacular error from this year could still be extremely valuable. Let's break down the real market values. A standard 1966 Washington quarter in circulated condition is generally worth face value. In uncirculated condition, the value rises, and coins graded mint state 65 or better can bring a solid premium. Exceptional examples, especially those graded mint state 67 or higher, become much more desirable, and these are where the strongest values appear. A dramatic mint error can add hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars depending on how rare and eye-catching it is. The truth is that real value comes from rarity, condition, and the uniqueness of the error, not from viral claims. What keeps the 1966 quarter so interesting is the mystery surrounding the era. With no mint marks, with huge mintages, and with a brand new composition that was still being perfected, unexpected variations were more likely to happen. And because so many 1966 quarters were heavily used, finding a pristine example today is almost like discovering a time capsule. That sense of possibility keeps collectors searching their change and examining every detail under a magnifying glass. If you want to check the value of your own 1966 quarter, start with the basics. Look closely at the obverse and reverse for sharpness and quality. Any coin with deep luster, clean fields, and know where is worth setting aside. Next, examine the edges and the strike. Look for doubling, misalignment, odd thickness, missing elements, or unusual metal characteristics. Finally, if you believe you have a high-grade piece or a rare error, consider sending it to a professional grading service for authentication. A certified coin always carries more weight in the collector market. The story of the 1966 quarter is a perfect example of how ordinary coins can spark extraordinary excitement. It reminds us that treasures can be hidden in the most common places. While the legendary $1.8 million sale remains a rumor, the potential for valuable finds is absolutely real. Rare errors, high-grade survivors, and unique features make this coin a favorite among collectors and a fun mystery for everyone who enjoys searching their pocket change. Thank you for watching and joining this deep dive into the world of the 1966 Washington quarter. If you love coin history, coin values, and stories of rare discoveries, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And who knows, maybe that next legendary coin is sitting in your wallet right now. If you want, I can also write a shorter version, a hype-style version, or a more documentary-style version. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins today, we're diving into one of the most talked-about coins in modern American numismatics, the Washington quarter dollar from 1984 with the Denver Mint mark. Over the years, collectors have shared stories, rumors, and dreams about rare coins suddenly selling for incredible amounts of money. And one of the boldest claims is that a rare 1984 Washington quarter reached a value of $1.4 million. Whether you're a collector, a treasure hunter, or someone curious about the history behind this coin, this video will guide you through everything you need to know. Let's begin with the origin of the Washington quarter. First issued in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the coin quickly became a permanent part of American currency. By 1984, the design had already been circulating for over 50 years. The obverse carried the familiar portrait of Washington sculpted by John Flanagan, while the reverse featured the bold American eagle standing on a bundle of arrows. Like other modern quarters of its era, the 1984 D was made from copper nickel clad over a pure copper core. Now let's talk about the mint. The D Mint mark stands for the Denver Mint, which produced hundreds of millions of Washington quarters that year. With such high production numbers, the standard 1984 D quarter is extremely common. In everyday circulated condition, these coins typically hold only their face value. Even nice, uncirculated examples usually bring a modest premium. But despite this, there are certain details and rare errors that can push the value far beyond ordinary expectations, and that's where the fascination begins. Many collectors first heard about the idea of a 1984 D quarter being worth over $1 million because of online rumors and viral posts. These stories often claim that a rare mint error or unique specimen somehow slipped into circulation and achieved a sale price of $1.4 million. While this exact sale has never been documented in any major auction house or numismatic publication, the rumor alone has kept the coin in the spotlight. People love the idea that a simple quarter found in pocket change might be worth a life-changing amount of money. So what is it that gives a coin the potential to reach enormous value? It comes down to rarity, condition, and dramatic minting errors. For a Washington quarter from 1984 to become extremely valuable, it would need to display something truly unusual. That could mean a double strike, an off-center strike, a wrong planchet error, a transitional metal mix, or any feature that makes the coin one of a kind. When these types of errors are dramatic, they can absolutely sell for thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. And this leads some people to speculate that a perfect storm of rarity might someday push a coin like this into the million-dollar territory. Now let's focus on real, confirmed values. Professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC have examined countless 1984 D quarters. The highest graded examples, usually rated Mint State 67 or Mint State 68, can sell for hundreds to a few $1,000s because such pristine coins are very hard to find from that minting period. Dramatic mint errors can increase the price even more, depending on their severity and uniqueness. While no verified sale has reached the legendary $1.4 million figure, top-tier coins still command strong interest and surprising premiums from serious collectors. What makes the 1984 D Washington quarter fascinating is the blend of its everyday nature and its hidden potential. Millions of people handle quarters every single day without giving them a second thought. But among those ordinary coins could be a rare error waiting to be discovered. That possibility keeps collectors searching, examining their change, and sharing stories. Even the rumors of million-dollar sales fuel the excitement and inspire new hobbyists to take a closer look at the coins in their pockets. What should you look for in your own 1984 D quarter? Start by checking the overall condition. Coins with sharp details, clean surfaces, and know where are always worth more. Next, look for anything unusual in the coin strike. A misalignment, doubling, missing elements, or odd coloration could be signs of an error. If you find something truly unusual, consider having the coin authenticated by a professional grading service. A certified error coin not only carries more commercial value, but also becomes an official piece of minting history. In the end, the Washington quarter from 1984 with the Denver Mint mark is a perfect example of how everyday coins can capture our imagination. The stories of a $1.4 million value may be unverified, but they speak to the magic of coin collecting. Hidden treasures exist, and remarkable errors do appear. And whether your coin is worth 25 cents or thousands of dollars, the thrill is in the discovery. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed learning the history, the myths, and the real-world value of the 1984 D Washington quarter, make sure to subscribe for more rare coin deep dives. And who knows, maybe the next great discovery is already in your pocket right now. If you want, I can also write a shorter version, more dramatic version, or add sections like intro music cues and call to action lines. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a deep look at one of the most talked about modern coins in the United States, the Washington quarter dollar from 1998 with the Philadelphia Mint mark. This coin is ordinary at first glance, yet it has become the subject of huge attention over the years. You may have seen claims online saying that a rare 1998 Washington quarter has sold for an astonishing $1.4 million. Whether you heard the rumor on social media, in a collector's forum, or through viral videos, the story has become part of modern coin collecting folklore. In this video, we're uncovering the truth, exploring the coin's history, its real market value, and the reasons so many collectors still check their change for this date. To begin, let's go back to the origins of the Washington quarter. First introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the design by John Flanagan became a long-standing symbol in American coinage. For decades, the obverse featured Washington's profile, while the reverse displayed the powerful American eagle perched on a bundle of arrows. By 1998, this design had been circulating for more than 60 years and was nearing the end of its era. The following year, the Mint would introduce the State Quarters program, completely changing the look of the 25-cent coin. So the 1998 quarter represents the final chapter of the classic eagle reverse design. Now let's talk about the Mint. The letter P stands for the Philadelphia Mint, which produced an enormous number of quarters in 1998. With hundreds of millions of coins in circulation, the standard 1998 quarter is extremely common. It is made from copper nickel clad, the same composition used since the mid-1960s. Most people have handled this coin countless times without ever noticing it. But, as with many modern coins, there are a few rare varieties and mint errors that give some examples significant collector value. Where does the famous claim of a $1.4 million 1998 quarter come from? The story appears to have grown from online rumors and sensational posts suggesting that a unique mint error slipped into circulation. Some versions of the rumor say the coin was struck on the wrong planchet. Others claim it was a special trial strike. Some even claim a double denomination error worth a fortune. While these stories are fascinating, there has never been a verified auction record showing a 1998 quarter selling for $1.4 million. Still, the idea that a quarter from our own pockets might hold life-changing value keeps collectors searching. Even though no real sale has reached that dramatic figure, certain types of 1998 quarters can still be worth serious money. The first major category is extremely high-grade coins. When a coin is graded Mint State 67 or Mint State 68 by a professional grading service, it enters a very small elite group. These coins have flawless surfaces, full luster, and near-perfect details. For the 1998 quarter, such high-grade examples are not easy to find because most pieces were distributed widely and used heavily. Exceptional graded coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on market demand. The second category is dramatic mint errors. These are the coins that create the most excitement. A 1998 P quarter struck off center, double struck, or struck on the wrong planchet can have real value. A coin struck on a dime planchet, for example, or a broad strike error with stretched metal can command strong premiums at auction. A truly spectacular error could reach the high thousands or possibly more, though still far from the rumored $1 million level. Nevertheless, the possibility of finding such an error in change keeps collectors motivated. Let's break down what an ordinary 1998 P quarter is actually worth. In circulated condition, it is typically worth face value. Uncirculated examples hold slightly more value, especially if they retain their original mint luster. Coins graded mint state 65 and higher begin to carry real collector interest. When you reach mint state 67 or above, the value can rise dramatically because very few coins survive in flawless condition. Add in a major mint error, and you could be looking at a coin worth hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars. One interesting fact about the 1998 P quarter is that it represents the very last full year of the classic eagle reverse. For some collectors, that nostalgic importance adds meaning, especially when they search for high-grade examples. At the same time, because this was a transitional period before the state quarters era, the mint was running at high speed, producing a massive number of coins. High production volume always increases the chances of mint errors slipping through, which is why collectors remain highly interested in searching 1998 P quarters today. If you want to evaluate your own 1998 P quarter, start with the basics. Examine the overall condition of the coin under good lighting. Look for scratches, dings, wear, and the sharpness of the design. A strong strike with brilliant luster is always a promising sign. Next, check for any unusual features. Off-center designs, doubled letters, strange thickness, planchet flaws, or metal discoloration may indicate a mint error. If your coin appears truly unusual or appears to be in very high mint condition, it may be worth submitting to a professional grading service. Certification adds value, credibility, and protection. The story of the 1998 P Washington quarter is a modern example of how ordinary coins can become surrounded by legends. The rumored $1.4 million sale remains unverified, but it highlights the excitement and curiosity behind coin collecting. While most 1998 P quarters are worth 25 cents, the possibility of finding an exceptional rarity keeps collectors engaged and inspires new hobbyists to start checking their change more carefully. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the history, the value, and the fascination behind the 1998 P Washington quarter. If you enjoy learning about rare coins, hidden treasures, and the stories behind America's currency, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And remember, the next valuable coin could be sitting in your pocket right now. If you want, I can also write a shorter version, a hype-style version, or a more documentary-style script. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're exploring one of the most discussed modern coins in the United States, the Washington quarter dollar from 1994 with the Philadelphia Mint mark. Over the years, this coin has gained a surprising amount of attention because of online stories claiming that a rare 1994 P quarter sold for an unbelievable $1.3 million. Whether you heard it on social media, in a collector's group, or through a viral video, the rumor has become part of modern coin collecting excitement. In this video, we'll uncover the history of the 1994 P quarter, its real value, and the reason people still dream of discovering a rare example worth a fortune. Let's begin with its place in American coinage history. The Washington quarter first appeared in 1932 as a tribute to George Washington's 200th birthday. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the portrait of Washington on the obverse and the American eagle on the reverse became iconic, lasting more than 6 decades. By 1994, this design was nearing the end of its era. Only a few years later, the Mint would launch the State Quarters program in 1999, forever changing the look of the American 25-cent coin. That means the 1994 P quarter is part of the final chapter of the classic Washington and eagle design. Now let's talk about the Mint. The letter P on the coin stands for the Philadelphia Mint, which produced a very large number of quarters in 1994. These coins were struck in copper nickel clad, the same composition used since 1965. Because the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters that year, most 1994 P examples are extremely common. You've probably handled many of them without even noticing. But despite being a modern, common date, certain rare errors and high-grade examples can give this coin surprising value to us. Oh, where did the idea of a $1.3 million 1994 P quarter come from? Like many viral coin stories, the rumor appears to have grown from online discussions and posts claiming that an extraordinary mint error was discovered and sold for a staggering price. Some versions of the story describe a double denomination error. Others claim it was struck on a wrong metal planchet. Some insist it was a unique specimen accidentally released into circulation. While these stories are intriguing, no verified auction house record has ever shown a 1994 P quarter selling for $1.3 million. Still, the possibility of a rare and dramatic error is enough to keep collectors looking. Even though there is no confirmed million-dollar sale, certain 1994 P quarters can still be valuable. The first major factor is condition. Most 1994 P quarters were used daily and received heavy wear. Finding a flawless example with brilliant luster and razor-sharp details is challenging. Coins graded mint state 67 and above can command strong premiums. The highest graded pieces may sell for hundreds or even thousands, depending on demand and rarity. The second factor is mint errors. This is where the excitement truly begins. A 1994 P quarter with a dramatic error can bring significant value. Off-center strikes, double strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, and wrong planchet errors can all push a coin's worth far above face value. For example, a 1994 P quarter struck on a copper penny planchet or a foreign planchet would be extremely rare. Errors like this can sell for thousands of dollars and are the types of discoveries that inspire rumors of million-dollar coins. Now let's break down the realistic values. A normal 1994 P quarter found in circulation is generally worth face value. Uncirculated pieces with bright mint luster may be worth a modest premium. Once you reach mint state 65 or higher, the value starts to increase. At mint state 67 or above, prices can become surprisingly strong because very few examples survive in pristine condition. Add a dramatic error to that, and you're looking at a coin with real collectible value. The interesting thing about the 1994 P quarter is that it was struck during the final phase before the state quarter's launch. That transitional period meant extremely high minting volume and the occasional production flaw. Because of this, collectors continue to search 1994 P quarters carefully. And although the million-dollar sale remains a rumor, valuable errors from this year absolutely exist and continue to surface from time to time. If you want to check your own 1994 P quarter for potential value, start with the basics. Examine the coin under good lighting to evaluate its condition. Look for strong details, clean surfaces, and full luster. Next, check for any unusual features in the strike. Look for doubling, off-center alignment, strange thickness, missing elements, or odd metal coloration. These details may indicate a mint error. If your coin looks unusual or appears to be in exceptional condition, consider having it certified by a reputable grading service. A professionally graded coin always carries more trust and more market value. The story of the 1994 P Washington quarter reminds us that everyday coins can spark extraordinary curiosity. Whether or not a $1.3 million example truly exists, the excitement of the hunt keeps collectors engaged. And the truth is, rare errors and high-grade survivors do exist, even in modern coinage. You never know what treasures might be hiding in your pocket change. Thank you for joining this deep dive into the history, value, and legend of the 1994 P Washington quarter. If you enjoy learning about rare coins, hidden treasures, and modern collectibles, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And remember, the next valuable coin might be closer than you think. If you want, I can also write a shorter script, a faster-paced script, or a more dramatic storytelling version. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into the world of modern coin collecting and focusing on one of the most talked about modern quarters, the Washington quarter dollar from 1993 with the Philadelphia Mint mark. Over the years, this coin has attracted a surprising amount of attention because of online claims that a rare 1993 P quarter sold for an unbelievable $1.5 million. Whether you heard the rumor on social media, in a coin forum, or through a viral video, the story has become part of modern numismatic folklore. In this video, we will explore the true history of the 1993 P quarter, its real value, and the reason collectors still hope to discover a rare million-dollar example. Let's begin with the origins of the Washington quarter. First introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the design by John Flanagan became one of the most familiar images in American coinage. The obverse features the profile of Washington, while the reverse displays the majestic eagle with wings spread. By 1993, this design had been in use for more than 60 years and was nearing its final years before the new state quarters program began in 1999. This gives the 1993 P quarter a special place in history as part of the last decade of the classic eagle design. Now let's talk about the mint. The letter P indicates the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the busiest coin-producing facilities in the world. In 1993, Philadelphia produced hundreds of millions of quarters. These coins were made from copper-nickel clad, the standard composition used since silver was removed from quarters in 1965. Because the mintage was so high, the typical 1993 P quarter is very common. Most people have handled many of them without realizing it. But as collectors know, even common coins can become extremely valuable when rare errors or exceptional conditions are involved. So where did the claim of a $1.5 million 1993 P quarter come from? Like many modern coin legends, it grew from sensational online posts and stories describing a mysterious mint error that supposedly sold for a massive price. Some versions say the coin was struck on the wrong metal planchet. Others say it was a double denomination strike with dramatic details. Some even claim it was a specially prepared specimen that was never meant to enter circulation. While these stories are fascinating, no officially documented auction has ever confirmed a $1.5 million sale. Still, the rumor has inspired thousands of collectors to examine their pocket change more closely. Even though no quarter from this year has reached that legendary price, certain 1993 P coins can still be worth a significant amount. One major factor is condition. Most 1993 P quarters were used heavily in everyday transactions. Finding a flawless example today is not easy. High-grade coins with brilliant luster, sharp details, and pristine surfaces can be worth far more than face value. Coins graded mint state 67 or higher can sell for strong premiums. The highest graded examples may reach into the hundreds or even thousands depending on rarity and demand. The next factor is mint errors. This is where real value can appear. Mint errors from 1993 do exist, and some of them are striking. Off-center strikes, double strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and coins struck on the wrong planchet can all bring serious interest from collectors. A quarter struck on a dime planchet, for example, or on a foreign planchet, would be extremely rare and could sell for thousands. These kinds of dramatic errors are the reason collectors still hope that the legendary $1.5 million coin might someday surface. To understand realistic values, let's break it down. A normal 1993 P quarter in circulated condition is worth face value. Uncirculated examples with clean surfaces and strong eye appeal may carry a small premium. Once a coin reaches mint state 65 or higher, the value begins to climb. At mint state 67 or above, prices can rise dramatically because only a very small number of coins survive in such perfect condition. When you combine high grade with a dramatic error, the value increases even more. Another interesting detail about the 1993 P quarter is that it was minted during the final years before the state quarters program. This era saw extremely high production, which increased the chances of unusual mint errors slipping through undetected. For that reason, collectors often search 1993 P quarters with extra attention. Although the million-dollar story remains unverified, the possibility of finding a rare and valuable error keeps the excitement alive. If you want to examine your own 1993 P quarter for potential value, start with its condition. Hold the coin under good lighting and look for luster, sharpness, and the absence of wear. A crisp, brilliant example is always worth setting aside. Next, Inspect the coin for anything unusual. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, extra thickness, missing elements, or strange metal coloration. These details might indicate a mint error. If your coin appears exceptional or unusual, consider having it authenticated and graded by a professional grading service. A certified coin always carries more trust and higher market value. The story of the 1993 Washington quarter is a reminder that even everyday coins can become part of legends. Whether or not a $1.5 million example truly exists, the excitement of searching, discovering, and learning continues to fuel the passion of collectors everywhere. Rare errors and high-grade gems are out there, and sometimes the most valuable treasures come from the most ordinary places. Thank you for watching this complete guide to the history, value, and mystery of the 1993 Washington quarter. If you enjoy coin stories, rare finds, and deep dives into American currency, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And remember, the next great discovery might be waiting in your pocket right now. If you want, I can also make a shorter version, a dramatic version, or a faster-paced script for TikTok or YouTube Shorts.